I'm Chris Sewell. I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn. I'm an educator and I'm a runner. I started running on a Forrest Gump moment in 2014. I really just needed to get one more workout in and decided to just say, hey, let me try this whole running thing. And that turned into me now having run 6 half marathons and training for my 4th full marathon this year. I really just enjoy running because it's time to be by myself and also really get to know the world around me. I feel like I've learned so much about New York and just had time to really reflect and grow, all as a result of taking a few miles every day. For me, especially living in New York, you're just moving and going all the time and at a fast pace. And I think that running has really pushed me to slow down. Like, even when I think about training for a marathon, like it's not a sprint. You have to be able to sustain yourself for 4+ hours. So that means that I have to be more methodical. I have to pace myself. I have to really just be aware of my body and what happens around me. And so I think that running is really pushed, and I think it pushes a lot of people to really be aware of self and also really just learn to be in tune with how you feel, the people around you. And like I said, as a New Yorker, just slow down. I really applaud, especially Black gay men who've come out as gay in the last few years who are sports players. They are taking an incredible sacrifice for their career, as we saw with Michael Samms, in my opinion, and others who, because of coming out, potentially have suffered as a result of that. With that being said, I do think that we need to begin with the idea that one doesn't have to come out after retirement or at some pivotal moment in their career. We are not helping Black boys of color see themselves as being gay and thriving and growing if they have to wait until they are 50 to come out of the closet after they've had a great career. So we need to find ways in which we can foster and support students and kids who are gay, transsexual, bisexual, asexual, whatever they are in their journey as an athlete, so they can see themselves growing and being okay in those spaces and saying proudly who they are, while also saying they're a proud football player, basketball player, runner, whatever it is that they do. And I think this is especially the case in sports that are predominantly African American and predominantly based in team efforts. I think it was important for Michael Samms to come out in the beginning of his professional career. I think he was really trying to do exactly what I was saying before, really set an example of that you can grow in your career, or this doesn't have to impact you, or you have to wait till later on. At the same time, I do think that there's something to be said about this risk that he took, right? And people thinking about when was at the right time or the right place. I think it was great for the LGBT community. I think it was great for especially people of color to see that. Would it be great to see someone who comes from the hood, like many of these students or the children now who have aspirations of becoming football players, basketball players, whatever the case is, who may be gay, they need to see themselves represented in that. And so I think that the more that we can do is seeing people from diverse walks of life who are in sports coming out of the closet and feeling okay and supported in that will only help the large diversity of students who are grappling with the same issues every day. When we think about use of derogatory language by sports players, specifically targeting members of the LGBTQ+ community, it's not going to change until we begin to tackle this before they even get into the sport. We need to see what we're doing, just like we have sensitivity training or training for professionals when they get into the work world, or we do some of that work with high school students. That work also needs to live within the athletic arena. If we're not dealing with that with our young athletes and building strong collegiality and acceptance for whoever is on our sports team, even at a young age, we're never going to see that change in professional sports. I can see in the next 10 years, if there's some thoughtful work done, that we can see a rising star in the LGBT community, even more so in the Black or brown LGBT community, come out. That really is going to be incumbent upon there being strong mentorship of some of these students when they're in their high school careers. I think that's going to be critical to changing the ways in which students who may have never seen themselves being, you know, a professional athlete begin to see that that may be a possibility for them no matter what their sexuality is.